In 2016, the supernatural adventure Oxenfree captured many with its ghostly rifts and young group of friends going against something bit bigger than themselves. 7 years later, we finally have our hands on the sequel, and let us tell you, fans of the original will definitely have a great time here. Bring your proton packs with you in our Oxenfree II Lost Signals review. Overall, Oxenfree II Lost Signals uses up similar themes to the original. This time we play as Riley, an enigmatic girl who has started working in the small town of Kamina. Pretty soon, ghostly rifts be back on the menu du jour and she'll find herself involved in many different adventures, very similar to the first game. We'll start by saying the sequel is every bit as good as its predecessor. It shares the same themes and concepts but bundles them in a new story. It's not a revolution on what went before, but it evolves and expands on the story in new areas, so fans of the original will have loads to love here. Now, many fans of the first game will remember Edward's Island as the setting for the original, and while we are on Kamina Island in this game, it's very nearby, and, without spoiling it, you can guess that there's a lot of intertwined narrative. So it's easy to see that the first game's events do start to intertwine with those of the sequel, as might be predictable. While there is no need to be familiar with the original Oxenfree, there is a lot of backstory and references that you might be missing out on if you haven't played the original. Plus, the original is just a very good game, so I would recommend playing the original game before Lost Signals. In this sequel, we also find some new mechanics such as the walkie-talkie. By using it, you can select different radio channels, and that allows you to contact other people who can also contact you in return. By using it, Riley will be able to know better the other people that live on the island. This is optional, so you can skip these conversations too, but they do lead to some very interesting side missions. And honestly, the side missions feel like an organic part of the main narrative. While they're entirely optional, as we said, they are well thought out and polished, so much so that it might be hard to tell that these are actually optional side missions. Plus, hey, you can't ignore the plight of Athena, the poor dog that's gone missing. Naturally, as it often happens, together with optional side missions also come decisions, which, much like the original, will influence the outcome of Riley's adventure, but in a bigger way. Expect then to play this again and again to find some of the different endings that are available. All of this ties into the fact that this is very much a more of the same sequel to Oxenfree. This is absolutely not a complaint, as it is definitely one of the more interesting games from 2016. But still, if you didn't connect with the original, then chances are you probably won't like Oxenfree II either, as much as we can praise the game in this review. Still, there are some issues which reared their ugly head. Most of all probably because some of the loading times, which are definitely more than expected, especially on next-gen systems like the PlayStation 5, especially given that you explore such a large territory and you have to wait several seconds between each screen is actually loaded. Still, perhaps they can improve this in a future patch. It's hard to stay mad in any way at Oxenfree 2. It definitely builds upon the first game's strengths, with a thick and engaging narrative and a uniquely ghostly setting. Definitely don't let this one pass you by if you love the original, or if you just like playing lovingly crafted narrative games. Voxel Smash gives Oxenfree II Lost Signals 9 out of 10. While it definitely doesn't innovate on a tried and true formula, Oxenfree 2 expands on the original in all the right ways, feeling like an almost perfect sequel. Oxenfree II Lost Signals is amazing.
You're a funny person.